Today on Commander Replay, we check out a value-based Dalakos build with our Is It Robot Factory. Can our machines be sent back through time and successfully terminate our opponents? Find out next on Commander Replay. I want to thank my awesome Patreon supporters. We have one new Patreon supporter in Jeffrey Littlejohn. Jeffrey, you are awesome. If you want to help support the channel and vote on which decks I play next, feel free to check out my Patreon at the link below. And be sure to use the TCG affiliate player link as it helps support the channel and it doesn't cost you anything. Well, welcome back everyone. Playing some Dalakos Crafter of Wonders today. Take a look at this opening hand. We've got 3 lands. We've got an Emery, we've got Ether Spouts, which is epically terrible against Marisi. We played a game with this already. Don't know if I'll show it or not. Marisi blew us out pretty good. It was Mana Crypt into the turn 3 Saproling guy. That's ridiculous. No one had any removal, and by turn 6, it was just, you know, a lethal number of Saprolings on board. This hand is pretty slow. But I know if I mulligan, I'm just going to have to automatically mulligan the next one, because that's how the shuffler works now. Well, I'm going to mulligan. Yep, there it is. There it is. 37 lands in the deck. Every single time. Alright, there's 2 lands, only one's colored. Dowsing Dagger helps a bit. Which mage is that? That's the 6 or greater mage. We can probably put that one to the bottom. Although, yeah, we'll keep right here. Put the mage to the bottom. I like the other cards in her hand. That's the Thran Dynamo. It's not the worst thing I've ever seen. Play the Sulphur Falls tapped, and we'll pass the turn. So last week I played some Dalakos on the channel, and we tried out the Voltron build, went through a couple iterations with that, played probably 3 or 4 games with it. Even in a game where everything went exactly the way I wanted it to, I still found that the Voltron build of Dalakos was really, really slow. So today we're trying a more artifact value-based version of the deck, and this is another attempt at the Robot Factory deck, so you'll see cards like Mirror March, Flame Shadow Conjuring, where we can make copies of stuff and try to get multiples of some cool artifact creatures. It's going to be kind of a value deck is really what we're trying to do. Anyway, that brings it back to our turn. We draw Sword of the Animus, not the land we were looking for. None of that is great. Do we go Voltaic Key and then hope for like a Mana Rock? Yeah, I'm going to go Voltaic Key and hope for the Mana Rock. I think that's better than any of the swords at this moment. Pray for a land. Here comes a Ponder from the Keranos. Preordain from the Keranos. Yep. Get everything set up. Scry those cards away if they don't want them. Here comes a Sylvan Library for the Marisi. Yep. Oh, we draw an Emery. Wait. Oh, we can cast Emery. All right. Cast Emery. Emery's going to mill 4. We hit Trinket Mage. Well, we can't cast Trinket Mage. Myriad Landscape, Maze of Ith, and Combustible Gear Hulk all get milled. Get Combustible back some point later in the future, but for now, we're going to miss some land drops. Ooh, nice. Keranos lays down a Fevered Visions. That should get us past our mulligan and hopefully into some lands. Although it triggers at the end step, which isn't the best. Might slow us down another turn. Here comes Rhystic Study for Chaotix. Yep, that card won't cause any problems. Sylvan Library for the Marisi. Fevered Visions end step trigger. Brings it back to our turn. Not a land. Awesome. What could be more awesome than not a land? Play the Dowsing Dagger. Can't pay for the Rhystic Study. Give the tokens to Chaotix. I guess we'll poke Keranos for 1. Fevered Visions will trigger at the end step. There's a Signet, also not a land. Yep, gotta love when it's not a land. There's a Chaos Warp on the Rhystic Study. That's probably a good idea. Pays for the Rhystic Study. Hits a land. He got ramped. So taking a look at what our opponents are playing today. First up, we have Ivan Black playing Keranos, God of Storms. I don't know if I've seen this deck of theirs before. They said they have a lot of creature removal, so creature's probably not going to stick super well. Could be a problem. Fevered Visions at the end step. Next up, we have Chaotix piloting Zedruu the Great-Hearted. And I don't know exactly what his deck's up to, but he was asking about some real weird cards in the chat before the game. So we'll see what Chaotix is cooking up for us with the Zedruu deck. And finally, we've got Mockfire piloting Marisi, Breaker of the Coil, a very good Naya aggro deck. And last game, they blew us out pretty good with the stupid Saproling guy. Can't think of the name of it right now, but it's pretty dumb when it comes in on turn 3. Sylvan Library will trigger. Here comes an Oracle of Moldiah. Yep, get the value train going. I don't know why, whenever I play Oracle of Moldiah, I can't hit lands off the top. There's a Homeward Path, showing a Return to Wildspeaker on top, so lots of card draw for opponent. Fevered Visions at the end step. Darksteel Juggernaut for us, not what I was looking for. Cannot find the lands. Cool. Put Dowsing Dagger on Emery. Swing into Marisi, now showing Mana Crypt on top. They take the hit, Dowsing Dagger will flip over. We have 3 mana, which is 1 short of the Thran Dynamo. It's very unfortunate. We can go Signet, get the sword. We need to do a lot of attacking with that Sword of the Animist. Fever Visions will trigger at the end step. And not a land, it's an Ether Spouts. Is Armillary Sphere still in this deck? I know Thaumatic Compass is. Thaumatic Compass is in. Armillary Sphere didn't make it. I mean, I probably just have to put Armillary Sphere in at some point. Could think about Combustible Gearhulk next turn, maybe. Keranos into play. Fever Visions will trigger. Chaotix is going to use the Humble Defector and give it to us. Excellent. Maybe at some point we'll draw lands. I don't know. Azorius Signet coming into play. Chaotix is going to Generous Gift on the Fevered Visions. That's probably a good idea. I know the Marisi deck is strong. Giving them free card draw is kind of a thing. Giving people free card draw is, in today's day and age, not really where you want to be. If anyone has any sort of combo, even just like a synergy, drawing a lot of extra cards is a way for them to find it, and the game spirals out of control really quickly. So I can support that decision right there. Fever Vision's pretty strong. Although now opponent showing a Zendikar Resurgent on top, so maybe a little bit premature with that. Opponent draws a Zendikar Resurgent. Here comes the Mana Crypt. Yep. Comes Xenagos. Ugin is a destroy, so can't destroy the Xenagos. Does it give trample? No, no trample. Might need to think about trying to get some Thopters in, maybe the Darksteel Juggernaut. Opponent doesn't have the colors for Marisi at this exact second. Gonna use the Xenagos ability on Oracle. Yep. Oracle in our way, sure. No blocks. Brings back to our turn. Ooh, our Inventor's Fair is going to gain us some life. Cool. We now have Metalcraft. Finally a land. Play the land. What's our total mana production right here? It's 7 in terms of land. If we get busy with the Thran Dynamo and the Voltaic Key, potentially more, we'd pay 4. We'd pay 4 to cast the Thran Dynamo, 5 to activate it a second time, so I think that nets us 1, if I did all my math right there. Getting Ugin in first probably makes more sense. Let's use the Humble Defector and draw some cards. We'll give it back to Chaotix. Ooh, we draw Mystic Remora. Yeah. We can get down to some crazy card draw with Mystic Remora. I like the sound of that. Xenagos makes it really easy for things to attack into Ugin, and that's not great. Maybe we hold Ugin until the Zendikar Resurgent comes down. Could also just Combustible Gearhulk, although we have a lot of cards in hand, so maybe that's not where we need to be. Get the Thran Dynamo. Use the Voltaic Key, untap the Thran Dynamo. That'll be, we have 5 mana floating, that'd be 6, 7, 8. It's not terrible. Maybe we get the Thopter Spy Network in. Let's get the Thopter Spy Network in. Actually, maybe we get Mirror March. Let's get the Spy Network. I'm regretting this decision. Yeah, definitely regretting this decision. 4 mana, can't really do that much with it. Don't have the colors for our commander. Yeah, that wasn't great. Alright, put the sword on Emery. Got a red floating. Go to combat. Send this into Chaotix. He can block with a plant if he wants to. Sword of the Animist will trigger. Get an island. And we'll pass like that. He'll block with the plant. And we'll pass. Keranos will trigger. Gonna target the Oracle of Moldiah. Oracle down. Very nice. Reveals a Radiant Lightning. 3 damage to target player and 1 damage to each creature they control. There's a Crystal Ball for opponent. Yeah. This opponent got more removal in hand. That one's going to be pretty good against our Thopters. It's not great. If we can untap with all of our stuff, we can start thinking about, like, Mirror March into Darksteel Juggernaut. I think we'll be on 14 mana next turn. Opponent can use the Humble Defector. Gives it to Mockfire. The Dalkin Plotter coming into play. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Exchange control of target land. You control and target land and opponent controls. Oh, Lost Veil is... Yep. Yep. Don't love that. That hurts. That hurts. Alright, our mana production has dropped. Get an Arcane Lighthouse in return. Mana Crypt Flip for opponent. I cut Feast and Famine from this deck, and I don't know, maybe I should put it back in, because, like, we could really use just additional mana. There's a Giant Ataphage. Ooh, it's going to get haste. We're wide open. Chaotix may want to think about the Core Haven. Or he's going to use a Desertion on it. That's fine. That's a nice play. Desertion's not one you see so much of anymore. It's pretty expensive at 5 mana. It's okay, though. Definitely need it in the right setting. In a creature combat-heavy kind of setting, it's going to be decent. In a more combo-heavy kind of setting, maybe not so much. Probably a little overcosted for that. Xenagos onto the Humble Defector. Yep. No attacks on the Humble Defector. Brings back to our turn. Thopter Spy Network will trigger. Inventor's Fair will trigger. We get a Thopter. Brings it back to our turn. There's a Command Tower. Play the Command Tower. So make some mana with the Voltaic Key and the Thran Dynamo. Untap the Thran Dynamo. There's 5 manas, 12 left. 12 total. I think this turn I want to get Mystic Remora into play. Going for Mirror March this turn. And that'll leave us enough to get the Darksteel Juggernaut into play. And I'm hoping we can get at least like 1 copy of a Darksteel Juggernaut right here. But it's going to be up to a coin flip, so we'll see what happens. Mirror March is going to trigger. Do we get an additional Darksteel Juggernaut? Choosing heads. Yeah, we got another one. All right. This thing have trample? No trample. I'd like to get an artifact hit in on someone. Maybe we won't be able to do that this turn. Go to combat. I guess we send this one into Chaotix and eat the plant token. Send this one over to Mockfire. And we'll leave the other 2 back. Sword of the Animus will trigger. I think we still want an island right here. So next turn, if everything goes well, if we don't get all of our stuff blown up, we can use Emery to cast the Combustible Gear Hulk. And hopefully get some Mirror March triggers off of that. Yep, Chaotix going to block with the plant token. Sure. And Humble Defector going to block the Emery. At some point, we're going to want to think about getting our commander, too, because the sword will give things flying and haste. Opponent trying to activate Humble Defector, but realizes that you can only do that during your turn. We're going to go to our end step. The token of Darksteel Juggernaut gets exiled. But we've got a 6/6 indestructible Darksteel Juggernaut. Of course, that thing has trample. Probably have to throw a Thopter in front. Keranos is going to trigger. Reveals a land. Keranos passes with all their mana up. Let's see. Give it the old count. 3, 4, 5, 6. Nope, 7. Probably a Rift. Rift is not amazing for us. Chaotix gonna change control of our Emery and what? A Signet? And the Signet, well, there goes our Combustible Gear Hulk play. Mystic Remora will trigger. You draw with Mystic Remora. It's a mana crypt. So Chaotix steals our Emery. Here comes Zedruu. Yep. Giant Adaphage into Marisi. It's going to be a path to exile on the Giant Adaphage. Sweet. So we'll get to draw again. It's a land. Now we're drawing the lands. Not ideal. Not ideal. Mana Crypt flip for opponent. Wins the flip. Sylvan Library, Enlightened Tutor, Mystic Remora triggers. Draw off the Mystic Remora. Still another land. Not great. Opponent grabs a Sunbird's Invocation. Ew. We get to draw off the Mystic Remora. There's a Soul Ring. All the mana now. Not that much to do with it with Emery gone. Could activate Inventor's Fair. Yeah, we might be on that. Opponent's got a Sunbird's. We should probably shoot that. That's going to be a call for Ugin, I think. Mystic Remora's got a trigger. Inventor's Fair and Thopter Spy Network all trigger. We gain a life. Back up to 35. Cumulative upkeep. Pay the 1. We can pay colorless for that. Let's pay a colorless. Ooh, that's an unwinding clock, you say. Don't know that we can do anything crazy with it, but at least it untaps our stuff, which is cool. Play this Tectonic Edge in case we got to shoot a land. Ooh, I just noticed that Marisi had a homeward path. Theoretically, at some point, they could have gotten that Giant Adaphage back. And if they activate it for any reason, we'll get our Emery back. Oh, opponent's probably going to Rift. Forgot about that. Okay, let's not get blown out by the Rift. Go to combat. Try to force the Rift. Send the 1/1 over to Mockfire. Oh, I forgot to move the sword. Whoops. Opponent's going to block with the Elephant. Thopter Spy Network will trigger. We'll get to draw a card. It's a Grim Monolith. Yeah, play all the stuff. Hope that we don't get blasted. I mean, we're gonna. That's just what's going to happen. It's unfortunate. Oh, I know what we can do. Crap. Okay, yeah. We can Tectonic Edge on this Boiler Works. Opponent scries with the Crystal Ball. It's going to float the mana. More importantly, they don't have Rift mana now, so we can, continue doing what we're doing. We definitely got to shoot the Sunbird's Invocation. Thing is kind of ridiculous. Let's get this Unwinding Clock into play. Oh, forgot Ugin was in play. Oops. Guess we Inventor's Fair then? All this floating mana? What is the best artifact creature we can grab? Opponent's going to play a Radiant Lightning at our face. It's going to burn some of our Thopters. Yep. Use the ability. We draw... Ooh, that's a Wormcoil Engine. Get the Sharding Sphinx, because Sharding Sphinx is awesome, and that's the one that I want to use more than anything. We're down to 3 mana. Doesn't look like we'll be able to do that much. I'll leave those lands up just in case like some artifact removal shows up or something. Want to have enough mana for Ether Spouts so big crazy things don't happen. And all of our artifacts untapped thanks to the Unwinding Clock. Keranos triggers. Shows a land, gets an additional draw right there. Quest for the Pure Flame. It's going to trigger the Mystic Remora. Whenever a source you control deals damage to an opponent, you may put a quest counter on it. We'll draw the card. Remove 4 quest counters. If any source you control will deal damage to a permanent or player this turn, it deals double that damage to a permanent or player instead. That's pretty cool. Don't know a lot about what this Keranos win condition is going to be. I don't know if it's going to be a storm off kind of thing. Ew, that's a Curse of Swine on our dark... No, not the Darksteel guy. Is this the one that flips it up? No, it exiles it. We have any way to sacrifice this thing or protect it? Nope. That's disappointing. The other one's on Zedruu. We do get to draw another card, though. It's an island. Going to be leading on the Sharding Sphinx and Wormcoil engine to hopefully get some things done right here. Wouldn't mind if we could find, like, a Minion Reflector. One of our other copy abilities, so we can really make sure we get the copies going. Here comes Zedruu into play. Back to play. Riot Reversal. Ugh. Exchange control of this Mana Crypt and Unwinding Clock. Awesome. We'll get to draw a card. I don't know that this deck, like, truly needs Unwinding Clock. It just kind of, like, it untaps your attackers and gives you more mana to work with. But I had originally looked at, like, going maybe a little bit more combo-y. But I'm not great at blue-red artifact combos, so I don't know exactly what all the combos are. Cut the Clock of Omens for the same reason. But we do draw into that Mirrorworks. As long as we can keep Ugin in play, Ugin's going to give us some very meaningful cost reduction on these artifacts. Chaotic's going to send Emry into our Ugin, as well as the Vidalcan Plotter into the Ugin. Ugin's on 1. It's not great. It means we can't really protect it. Our Sword of the Animus is on the Emry, so we still get the land, which is cool. Let's get another island. A lot of blue sources in hand. We can block the 1/1, though, and we can kill it. Alright, so the cost reduction from Ugin's going to go away. Makes me sad. Sylvan Library trigger for opponent. Here's the Tender Shoot Dryad. That's the one I was trying to think of earlier. Little less annoying on turn 8. Still very good, but not nearly as bad as it is on turn 3. Xenagos trigger on the Tender Shoot. Curious to see if they send it anywhere. No attacks. So it's time to get the Robot Factory going. We have a lot of mana rocks to our name. 2 mana crypts. Hopefully we don't lose both flips. It's a meaningful amount of life. I think I'm going to let the Mystic Remora go. We got a Thopter Spy Network trigger incoming. Opponent's going to get to make a Tender Shoot. A token. Mana crypt flip. Heads. Lost the flip. Tails. Won the flip. Thopter Spy Network. It's going to be 3 for the Mystic Remora, but we got this Vidalcan Archmage, so we're just going to let it go. Oh, it's 2, excuse me. Well, it's okay. We're going to be drawing a lot of cards. Play the island. Get the Archmage first. Oh, nope. I wanted to get the Minion Works first. Crap. Hopefully we get 1 token off the Mirror March right here. Mirror March trigger. If we start drawing 2 at a time, it's going to be ridiculous. Tails? Oh, we just got 2 copies. That's ridiculous. Oh, my. Okay. Get the Mirror Works into play. Draw 3 cards. We draw... Ooh, Academy Ruins is useful. Herald of Kozilek is useful. That gives us cost reduction. Don't know if we can get it... Well, ooh, if we make copies of Herald of Kozilek, that's a lot of cost reduction. Although it costs us a lot of mana to get that going. Ideally, that's something we would have done last turn. So if we have 2 of those, that's 2 cost reduction. That means that costs 4, that costs 4. And if we win Mirror March flips, potentially more of them. Yeah, I think it's worth trying. Let's try it. Get the Herald of Kozilek. Oh, artifact. It's not an artifact. Okay. Well, hopefully Mirror March works. Heads? Oh, we got 0 copies. Bummer. I think I'm going to go with Sharding Sphinx first. Use the Grim Monolith. Untap the Grim Monolith with the Voltaic Key. Make 3 more. Cast the Sharding Sphinx. We draw a bunch of cards. Oop, that's a Rhystic Study. That's a Joyra. Hitting all the lands now. Go, Robot Factory, go! Mirror March and Mirror Works will trigger. We're not going to be able to leave up Aether Spouts. Unless we catch more free Mana Rocks. I think we've got Mana Crypt in play. I don't know what else we have. Soul Ring's already in play. Mana Vault? Mana Vault's not in play. Pay for the Mirror Works. Get another Sharding Sphinx. Mirror March, come on, give us some tokens. Heads? Yeah, we got 2 of them. Nice. Oh, that's going to be awesome. This is going to be awesome. We could go for broke and cast the Wormcoil right here. We can't leave up Aether Spouts. I think we're going to draw some cards, though, somewhere. Try the Wormcoil. Why not? Do we have anything to get stuff back? We have Academy Ruins to get things back if everything goes poorly. Nope, we don't have enough for the Wormcoil. Okay, so we'll just leave the 4 mana right there, the way it is. Go to combat? Who's going to die? No, probably not going to kill anyone. Oh, I could have moved the Sword of the Animist. Whoops. Whoops. We got some O2s. The O2s don't do that much. Yeah, I guess we're not really actually killing anyone. Chaotix is starting to get annoying. He's going to get attacked. Send in 2 Sharding Sphinxes. Oh, he's going to fog one. Boo. It's okay, though. There's still, what, 4 Sharding Sphinxes in play. It's going to be a lot of Thopters. It's working. It's working. Keranos probably has so much removal that's just going to eat us alive. This is going to be short-lived, I think. Looks like 4 Sharding Sphinx triggers and a Thopter Spy Network trigger. Oh, I forgot to click always yes on this. Let's get ourselves some Thopters. Thopter Spy Network triggers. We draw a card. It's a Thaumatic Compass. That's actually useful. Play the Thaumatic Compass. Vidalcan Archmage triggers 3 more times. Ooh, that's a 1,000-year elixir. Does that untap anything useful? Don't think so, actually. And there's Ugin, if we need a board wipe. Some of our stuff is colored, though. So Ugin's only going to be in case of emergency. Mirrorworks. Ooh, we can make 2 Thaumatic Compasses. We could do that, or we could play a Rhystic Study. That means we could always. We don't need a second Thaumatic Compass. We've drawn so many cards now that we have like all the lands we need. No, because it can't flip over because the token doesn't have a back side. One of them would always just be Thaumatic Compass, allow us to search for more lands, but we'll just play the Rhystic Study. That'll do pretty much the same thing and get us other stuff. All right, I think we've done everything we can do. Pass the turn. Mirror March tokens will exile. Thaumatic Compass is going to flip over. Have to discard a whole bunch of things. Opponent's going to scry 2 at the end step. Discard many lands. Don't think we need the fetches at this moment. Glimmer Void we can get rid of. Discard an island, a mountain, and now we've got our next 2 land drops. We've got Academy Ruins, so we can get artifacts back. Do we have any in the graveyard? We do have Combustible Gearhulk in the graveyard, and with all the shenanigans we have right now, Combustible Gearhulk could do some meaningful amounts of damage. Opponent uses the Keranos to shoot one of our... Oh, I guess it was our only copy of the Vidalcan Archmage, so it's going to shut off some of the card draw. But we still got Joyra in hand and the Rhystic Study in play. Zedruu gets to draw some cards. Lazotep Plating for Chaotix. Gains Hexproof until end of turn. Interesting. Cultural Exchange. I'm sure I'm not going to like this. Choose any number of creatures target player controls. Choose the same number of target creatures another player controls. Those players exchange control of those creatures. Draw a card with a Rhystic Study. Yep, I'm sure this is going to be awful. There's a Reality Shift. Well, we still have the Thopters. That's cool. Here comes a Leon and a Boonus we get to draw with the Rhystic Study. Chain Reaction. Unfortunately, Chaotix has stolen the Sharding Sphinxes, which is the one that I really wanted. I really just wanted to make more Thopters with multiple Sphinxes, because that was the entire purpose of this deck, so I can't say that I'm loving what's going on over there. But we do have Emery back, and Combustible Gearhulk's in the graveyard, and that's going to be a thing for us, I think. Tendershoot makes another token. Opponent's got some 3/3s they can attack with. This game's been moving slow up to this point, so wouldn't be the worst idea. Someone to start getting attacked. There's a Gehiji. That'll speed up the life loss process on people that get attacked. There's a Tezzeret. Tezzeret can get artifacts 4 or less. Mystic Forge is interesting. I feel like a lot of our artifacts are actually in play at this moment, though, so Mystic Forge may not be everything we had hoped, but we could also get Manifold Key, which is another Voltaic key, and that could be a thing. Xenagos is going to trigger. I'm going to put it on the Gehiji. It's an 8/8 Gehiji. It's pretty big. Looks like that's going to be everything our way. All right. We're going to have to do some blocking. Gehiji's going to trigger a bunch of times. So, Spire's the big one. Use a Boar on the Tendershoot Dryad. That'll take care of that. A Boar and I think this 1/1? The Saproling. Oh, actually, when Tendershoot leaves play, the buff will go away. Is that +2? That's +2. Okay. So, block a 1/1 there. Block a 1/1 there. Save this Thopter because it's colorless. Use these colored Thopters. Are they supposed to be colored? Not sure. Block like that. Nice. So we get rid of the Tendershoot and we clear out a bunch of the tokens. Opponent's at 11. And we're going to untap with some crazy stuff. 2 Mana Crypts and a Thopter Spy Network will trigger. Let's go. Heads. 1 the flip. Tails. 1 the flip. Sweet. There's another land. Didn't need that. Play the Academy Ruins. Activate Emery. Choose the Combustible Gearhulk. Might as well play Joyra first. Joyra is legendary, so Mirror March not going to do much there. Tails? No additional Joyras. Play the Combustible Gearhulk. What happened to all my mountains? Kind of short on red mana, honestly. Did I not get mountains at any point? Play the Combustible Gear Hulk. Joyer will trigger. There's a mountain. Mirror Works, Mirror March, and Combustible Gear Hulk will trigger. I'm not going to target Mockfire yet because I want to keep that Kahiji in play because we have all the Thopters. We're going to pay for the Mirror Works ability. Get another Combustible Gear Hulk. Choose Chaotix again. That is a Storm the Vaults. That's a ridiculous card. He gives us the draw. Mirror March, choose heads. Another Combustible Gear Hulk. Fire that at Chaotix. Currently have 3 Combustible Gear Hulks. Oop, that's a Saheeli's Artistry. Oh, what's next? Tezzeret can untap some stuff. That seems reasonable. Same thing with Wormcoil. So part of me is thinking like... Oh, we drew the Flame Shadow. Ooh, that's the Embercleave. We out of red mana? Looks like it. We could untap the Signet, theoretically, to make an extra red. Yeah. I've got about 8 mana currently. I'm thinking let's get Storm the Vault into play. Untap our Izzet Signet. Storm the Vault. Oh, we have a command tower. I missed that. That could matter. That could matter. Cast our commander, I think. No, we'll hold back on our commander. Could move the sword. No, I want to leave some mana up. Yeah, I want to leave some mana up. Okay. Go to combat. Everything to KO. Gahiji's going to trigger a bunch of times. He's going to block a bunch. This is not going to be as effective as I was hoping it would be. Thopter Spy Network, Storm the Vault will trigger. Yeah, I still want to leave mana up. Okay, I'm going to pass like that. Exile a token, Storm the Vault will flip over. We have 20 cards in hand. Gonna have to discard about 1 million things to hand size. Oh no, opponent's gonna shoot our vault. Ooh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I think we have exactly enough for our blue protecty spell thing that I can't see in this moment. Make a bunch of mana, I guess. 16 blue mana. Any instance? Yeah, we can play Reality Shift. The vault goes down. Is there anything really worth reality shifting on? Reality shift on Gahiji, I guess. Make sure we don't die to it. Trample with Gahiji somewhere would be a problem. Opponent's going to scry too. Yep. Alright, we're going to have to discard some stuff. Get rid of all the lands. That brings us down to 12. It's 11. Get rid of Chain Reaction. Mystic Forge, I think we'll be okay without. Tezzeret doesn't really have, like... They can untap some stuff, which is cool, but, eh. 1 to go. Saheeli's Artistry, I guess? Don't feel like there's that much we need in this moment. Keranos will trigger. Keranos going to shoot our face down to 26. Quest for the Pure Flame will trigger. Gutter Snipe for opponent. Okay. Draw with Rhystic Studies. Down to 36 cards in our library. There's a Rapid Hybridization. Shock. Shocks our face. Rhystic Study. Gutter Snipe. Draw. Propaganda. Quest for the Pure Flame. Gets 3 counters on it. Opponent's down to 2 mana, though. Zedruu's gonna get a trigger. Draws 3 cards. Oop, that's an Avacyn. That's a destroy effect. Well, it's gonna make it tougher to get through things. Oh, you know what we could have done? We could have, before Avacyn came down, we could have shot our Sharding Sphinx with the Rapid Hybridize, which would put it into the graveyard, which would give us the ability to get it back. Comes a Talisman for opponent. Rhystic Study will trigger. Draw with the Rhystic Study. It's a Mirror Retriever. Chaotix is going to switch control of Zedruu and... What? The Talisman? Opponent's going to scry too. Maybe I should just put a Kiki in this deck. Yeah, this deck needs a Kiki, because then you can just copy all this stuff. Kiki's like more effective than most of these enchantments. Although Mirror March has actually been pretty cool. You gotta live and die by the flip, which like isn't amazing, but... Chaotix gonna attack with both Sharding Sphinxes into... Ooh, hey now. I think I'm going to Ether Spouts those. Problem is we got to make sure we... I really want to Ether Spouts them. This is going to make a ton of Thopters, but Marisi has the ability to be like super explosive, and that's a problem. Sharding Sphinx triggers 4 times, yep. We have the Embercleave, so theoretically we can double strike our way through some stuff, but Avacyn's pretty large. This is one of those times where an Elesh Norn wouldn't be terrible. Sylvan Library for opponent. Embercleave, unfortunately legendary. I'd make copies of it if I could. Ooh, opponent goes down to 5, looking for answers. If they don't kill us, we should probably take them out, down to 4. Figure out how we're going to deal with Chaotix. Well, if we eliminate both other players and then wait for Chaotix and just try to blow them out with the Ether Spouts, that's probably a really good idea. There's Rhythm of the Wild. That's how you get a party started. Sun Titan. Opponent's got, looks like just lands. Can give it haste, though. Get a bunch of lands. Heuristic Study will trigger. It's a Saheeli. Ooh, Saheeli's cool. Can make more combustible gear hulks. Sun Titan get a land. Okay. Opponent cracks the land down to 3. They get an untapped white, which could be... It could have, like, they could swords their own creature if they wanted to try and survive something. Xenagos on the Sun Titan. Yep. It's a 14/14. Gonna send it our way. Gets themselves another land. We will Spires. If we wanted to go next level, we could have, like, let Combustible Gear Hulk die and then try to Emery it back, because we don't really have any Emery targets, but it's a little risky to do that. Opponent has another land. Brings it back to our turn. Oops, I think I could have untapped Grim Monolith before that happened. Whoops. Mana Crypt flips. Thopter Spy Network. Get a Thopter. Go heads. Won the flip. Tails. Lost the flip. Down to 19. Oop, that's a Minion Reflector. Minion Reflector, well, Flame Shadow Conjuring is like Minion Reflector, but costs less mana, though it costs more red mana. We're a little short on red mana. Play the Flame Shadow Conjuring. I guess play the Minion Reflector. Why not? Let's get wild here. Let's do it. Enjoyer will trigger. It's a mountain. Mirrorworks will trigger. Do we need to make a copy of... Mirrorworks makes a copy... Oh, that seems pretty crazy. We should probably try it, right? I think we should make a copy. Oh, man, I wish we still had the Talarian thingy from last turn. That'd be pretty ridiculous. So we have another Minion Reflector. Play a Worm Coil Engine. Where's the Voltaic Key at? Voltaic Key... Get the Grim Monolith untapped. We should try to leave some red up for the Ember Cleave. Worm Coil Engine. Joyra will trigger. It's a Gilded Lotus. Here we go! Mirrorworks triggers, Flame Shadow Conjuring triggers, Minion Reflector, Mirror March. I'm going to put Mirror March on top just to see how many we get. Mirrorworks is the... Which one's the good one? Which one's the bad one? Minion Reflector is the bad one. Okay. So, Minion Reflector to the bottom, Minion Reflector to the bottom. Flame... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's having some trouble. Flame Shadow Conjuring, Mirrorworks, Mirror March. See what we get off the Mirror March. Come on, at least one. Let's go Tails. We got 2. All right, that works. That works for me. Mirrorworks will trigger. This one's a permanent copy, so I do like this one. We have a Flame Shadow Conjuring trigger. We will pay the red. We'll use the treasure. Another Worm Coil Engine. And these Minion Reflectors, I think I'm going to let go. Need to leave mana. Yeah, we need to leave mana for the Ember Cleave. We can make 1. Let's make 1. No, the Worm Coil Engine. Robot Factory is working. And we're going to skip this one. Okay, we're going to try to eliminate some opponents here. Play the Mountain. Go to combat. Send many Worm Coils at Keranos. Send a Combustible Gear Hulk to Keranos. Send some Thopters to Mockfire. Hopefully it doesn't have a response, otherwise things could get awkward. Send this Gear Hulk over there. Send this Emery right there. Doesn't leave us a ton of blockers. Sword of the Animus will trigger. See if anyone responds to anything here. Get a land. Last mountain, last basic. There are 6 6/6s attacking Ivan. Chaotic saying, where did that Vandal Blast go? You got worms. Opponent gonna block 1. Just to not leave anything to chance, I'm gonna Ember Cleave onto a Worm Coil. Pay red, red. Joyra will trigger. There's a Magma Quake. I'm hoping that our Unwinding Clock comes back to us if opponent dies. Mirrorworks will trigger. No mana for that. Put it on a Worm Coil. Nope, not paying. Thopter Spy Network will trigger. We'll draw a card. It's a Strip Mine. Both opponents go down, so just Chaotix left. We're back to 51 life. Thopter Spy Network triggers twice. Ivan says he waited too long on a wipe. Yes, most definitely. Thopter Spy Network continuing to trigger. More importantly, Unwinding Clock is back on our side. Oop, there's Aetherize. Yep, that's perfect. That is perfect. So, pass the turn like that. We don't really need to do anything else. We just wait for Chaotix to attack us with everything, then we Aetherize, and life should be good after that. Exile a bunch of these tokens. One of them dies. Looks like we're going to get some 3/3 golems. Or is it, they still worms? They're still worms. The Death Touch and the Lifelink worms. Sweet. Have to discard a bunch more things. Discard the Temple. I guess 12 cards in hand? Eek. The artifacts we can get back, so get rid of the Gilded Lotus, get rid of 1,000 Year Elixir, ditch another land, 2 to go. Magma Quake, the least useful with Avacyn. And Rapid Hybridize, good to keep around. Rapid Hybridize, I guess. Zedruu, going to gain some life, draw some cards. Importantly, we have a bunch of untapped artifacts. So we can Ether Spouts, Etherize, and do all the good stuff as needed. Although we might have enough Thopters that opponent doesn't even really want to try to attack in. I don't know. They probably still have to try, right? Keranos going to strip mine our Spires. Yep, Spires are going to go down. Opponent plays a Morph. It's going to trigger the Rhystic Study. That brings it back to our turn. No attacks from Chaotix, just chilling. I hope it's not the Rift. Tails on the Mana Crypt. Lost the flip. Turn everything sideways? Oh, I forgot to move the Embercleave. I should have moved the Embercleave. This is actually a little bit precarious. Avacyn is not amazing. You know what? I'm gonna send everything, and if it gets bad, I'll just Etherize. Except this Emry. Emry's gonna stay back. And Joyra. Joyra's gonna chill right there. Everything else is going in. Let's just see what happens. He's got enough blockers to make this not matter, actually. Chrome and Shell Crab enters the battlefield, exchange control of target creature and opponent control. Oh, yeah, lovely. It's not the Rift. It's not the Rift. What we can do is we can play Ugin, I think. And that'll force an attack. We're going to lose a worm. It's okay, we can get it back. Yeah, I should have moved the Embercleave. Oops. We lose some things. Thopter Spy Network triggers. A Worm Coil goes down, we get to make some worms. So I'm going to play Ugin. We get to draw a card. Library's getting low. It's an all... Oh, that's an all as dust. That changes the equation, I think. Yeah, that gets, like, most of the things that matter. So activate Emry on... Ooh, it blows up our Flame Shadow Conjuring. Well, I guess it's just going to be part of the game. Activate Emry on the Worm Coil engine. Play the Haneware Battlements. Play All as Dust. Nice. So that cleans out a whole lot of nonsense. Opponent's got 1 Worm Coil left. We've got 2 small worms, a Thopter, and Ugin. I think I'm just going to shoot opponent in the face for 3. I'm going to recast our Worm Coil. Use Voltaic Key on Grim Monolith. Play the Worm Coil. Mirrorworks is the good one that doesn't go away. Minion Reflector. Minion Reflector. Mirrorworks. Pay for the Mirrorworks. Let's go no. And no. Play Propaganda. And pass turn like that. Scry Temple for opponent. Comes a Witchbane Orb, yep. Brings it back to our turn. Mana Crypt flip. Let's go to Tails. Won the flip. Academy Ruins the... Ooh, we've got Combustible. We've got Sharding Sphinx also. I'm just going to go for Embercleave. Embercleave seems like the quickest way to potentially end the game. Oh my god, there's 9 minutes left on our clock. Wow, I've been playing really slowly. This game, I think, is well beyond 2 hours at this point. Play the Cascade Bluffs. Play the Embercleave. We can wait on the Embercleave, actually, get some cost reduction. Play Saheeli. Create a token copy of a Worm Coil. Get our Commander. Minion Reflector will trigger. That's nothing doing there. It is legendary. Sword of the Animist on Dalakos. This is just for the flying and the haste. Is it worth making a bunch of Solemn Simulacrums? I guess. Yeah, I don't know the next time we're going to be in this spot, so... Make a bunch of Solemn Simulacrums. I'm not convinced that the other half of it is lethal with the Worm Coil and the Death Touch and the Lifelink. Stack all these triggers. Pay 2 for Mirrorworks. Pay 1 more. There's no basics left. Don't need to use the ability. Pay 1 more. No basics left. This I feel pretty good about. I think we're good right there. As long as we get them to 3, Ugin can finish it. Send everything. Sword of the Animist will trigger. No basics left. So he's going to fog our commander. Okay. He's going to block a lifelinker. Change his mind. He's going to block a big one. Cast Embercleave. Embercleave for double red. Pretty sweet. Embercleave and Mirrorworks will trigger. So put it on a worm. I'm not going to pay for the Mirrorworks. It is legendary. Hope this ends it. Haven't done the math. Oh, he goes down -1. Whew, this game was long. I think I just remembered why I don't play value decks. It was cool and it was fun to do some wacky things, but like, at some point I just want to be able to end the game, and these value decks, I guess I got to put some sort of like finisher in here, because even when I wanted to end the game, which was probably an hour ago at this point, I didn't really have a means to do so. Maybe it's a matter of just putting an insurrection or something. But yeah, It was cool. We got the robot factory working. That was super exciting. I'm sad that my sharding sphinx got stolen. But we did get to have some fun with combustible gear Hulk and the worm coil engine, so that was pretty cool. Sort of a slow moving game from our opponents. This deck very slow. If you wanted to make it better, you probably need to make it more combo centric, where you kind of just like find a thing and like combo off. That's probably going to be Unwinding Clock, Clock of Omens sort of stuff. A deck like this was much better when Paradox Engine was around, but also terrible for everyone else. In some sense, like at least if you're doing that, you can probably win the game quicker. We were very slow. Very, very slow. But anyway, it was a fun little deck to mess around with. I'm not sure that I'll play it again, but hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, feel free to comment, like, or subscribe. Thank you for watching.